Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving in and taking a look once again at In the Name of Jerusalem 2. This is a mod for Mountain Blade 2, a Bannerlord that is set during the Third Crusade. The mod itself is still very much in a development phase, but the modders have been kind enough to go ahead and share a build with me so I can show it off to you guys. If you want to stay up to date with this mod, be sure to make sure you subscribe to my channel because, of course, whenever there's new updates, I'll be sure to let you guys know. But also check out the mods Discord, which I'll leave a link to down below in the description. So I've already taken a look at a handful of the factions in this mod: the Franks, the Romans, the Syro-Egyptians, and the Seljuks, which I recently did. But I thought today it would be fun to go ahead and play as the Bulgarians. They have a really interesting start in the north of the map, basically getting ready to invade the declining Byzantine Empire. They also absolutely excel at stuff like raiding, moving fast on the campaign map with heavy cavalry armies, the ability to go ahead and just get high tier soldiers straight away off the bat with their veteran experience. And if that wasn't enough, they also get the ambush trait, which gives them a higher morale and influence gain for offensive battles, basically just encouraging the Bulgarian armies to keep on the move. However, they do kind of suck at sieges, which does make sense. They're mobile armies. They're not supposed to be locked down to try and, fight a prolonged siege. One thing as well that always gets me off guard as well is when they're adding new custom assets into the mod. They always look really cool, and you can see some new hairstyles as well. So we'll go ahead and equip with that, and we will dive into the campaign. And one thing you may not know about this mod is it does throw you in immediately under a kingdom. So you start off with a little bit of equipment, some loyal soldiers, a little bit of money, and you pledge your allegiance to whatever culture you are. That's a really important thing in the mod because cultures are pretty locked between factions. You can't recruit soldiers, say, from the Crusaders or the Byzantines. If you're playing as the Bulgarians, you're kind of locked to the troops of your culture. This obviously does mean that you do have to obviously convert settlements to be able to recruit soldiers in the region. It does create a pretty interesting dynamic. On top of that, the actual tiers of soldiers are locked to whatever they are. So for example, the Leki won't be getting any better than what they are. They start off as a tier 2 infantry, and that's what they're going to remain. There are obviously certain tiers to them, so you can get kind of like veteran infantry, etc. But for the most part, they're going to be sticking with the same sort of equipment you recruit them as. This is really interesting to me, and actually a feature I've really come to love because it's completely understandable that some peasant from the middle of nowhere isn't immediately going to go ahead and become a knight of the realm. And I think that's actually a very, very interesting kind of aspect to recruiting, and I think the AI will actually benefit from it massively. As you can see, we start off here in the north, just kind of on the Danube right now with a lot of territory. Our enemy from the beginning of the game is going to be the Byzantines, and as the intro stated, this kingdom is a dying kingdom. It is starting to crumble, cracks are appearing, and that is the perfect time for us to go ahead and look to conquer it. The Seljuks are invading Sicilia, I can never pronounce that one, are attacking. Threats from the north, threats from our kingdom, from the Serbians to the west of us, and everything above. So, it's really the perfect time for us to kind of make a name for ourselves. This, of course, doesn't mean that the Byzantines are weak in any way or shape. If we take a look actually at their numbers right now, you can see that they do have 12,000 men to our 4,000. So they're still going to be putting up a fight, but it's whether or not they can actually kind of focus on all these areas at the same time, which is going to be a big problem for them. I think that's for sure. Oh, there's actually a highborn tournament here as well. I like the sounds of that right of where we're going. So again, you're starting to see some of the awesome kind of custom things that we've added into the mod. We are, of course, going to join this, and we actually do have team competitions as well. So for example, this is a highborn tournament, so it's going to be the stronger people of the world joining this higher tier soldiers, and we also get to pick some people to go ahead and join in. So I'm going to go ahead and select one of my heavy tier cavalry, and we're going to go in. We've got a pretty nice raiding axe as well, and you'll be able to see all the little teams. We can bet some money on it as well. But yeah, you're going to be fighting some of the strongest heavily armored people in the realm, going off right off the bat. We'll take him off as well. Oh my god, they're getting wrecked as well. So yeah, knocking people down in this mod is also really effective. I guess it makes sense, right? If I'm going fast enough, I'm going to absolutely smash someone right off the bat. And you can see the Bulgarian armor looking absolutely glorious right there as we take down one of our competitors. Gonna move in again here. Oh, and I got absolutely sniped off right off the bat. Okay, luckily though, we can play as our companion if I get to him again. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and play as him, and we can make our way around again. You can already start to see some of the cool custom features they have. They also have lance splitting as well, so if I kind of rotate around, I'm not sure if it works in tournaments. It probably does, But yeah, if I go ahead and smash someone with this lance, there is a high chance that the weapon will break. It doesn't look like it has this time, but that is something that can happen, and you guys will see it probably when we fight in normal battle. I think they're a bit more susceptible to breaking, whereas right now, I'm not sure if they are. Oh, he got me off my horse. Okay, we need to be careful because I do want to make it through to the next round. So let's play a little bit safe, get back on our horse, and just make it through. Into the semis we go. Hopefully, this will not be our final victory. God, I'm really scared of their weaponry now. It seems, but my horse just disappeared. No, my kingdom for a horse. Okay, let's make our way over. I'm actually kind of scared of their units, though. Are you friendly? Or yeah, you're friendly. So this guy is the guy I want to take out, and maybe we can get him off his horse and do a bit more sword-on-sword combat. You're friendly, okay? Let's just wait around. See if they're not going to charge me from any direction. Are you coming in for another charge? Nope, nope, nope. Let's help out our boy as much as we can. Okay, that's 15 damage. If I hit him hard enough, he will fall off that horse as well. So that is something to keep in mind. Just keep on hitting them. Maybe hit his horse as well. That guy's horse must be close to going down. Okay, it's him taken care of. And that, we just did 33 damage. Must have hit a weak spot in his armor. And just like that, he goes down. So yeah, the armor system is really interesting in this game. Depending on the type of weapon you're using and where you're hitting someone, that all dictates the damage as well. But also do keep in mind that a lot of the kind of the balancing and stuff of features of the mod are definitely not done yet. They're trying to get as many mechanics in as they can before, of course, taking a look at that stuff, which will come a little bit later. I imagine our sword, okay, our sword's actually doing not bad damage. Again, not like tons of damage, but okay, not bad. As long as we hit him in like his weak spots and we get the edge of the blade, actually does do a decent amount, whittling him down. Again, that always kind of taken into account whenever you're fighting these and where you're hitting someone with the armor, the speed at which you're doing it, and so on and so on, which hopefully will make for a really interesting combat system. It also means, of course, the weapons that, do actually penetrate armors are also very, very effective in this era, which of course they should be. There you go, nice little tournament win right there. I'm happy with that. We gained a little bit of renown. We gained a new Vulcan Raider axe. Again, keep in mind, all the names are going to change as the mod gets more developed. That's something they just haven't really looked at whatsoever. We can take the last of the cavalry, which we definitely want to do. Again, remember, we get them bonuses for just having mainly cavalry in our army. The axe looks pretty good. How much damage? 81 cut this does. Yeah, nowhere near as much. We're just going to sell it, take the money. Probably need to buy a little bit more food. Yeah, I don't know, let's get like a bunch more food. And then let's maybe go on a bit of a raid. There's nothing like raiding Byzantine settlements in the morning. Now, do keep in mind that this is on patch 1.0.2, which is a fairly old patch now of the current build of In the Name of Jerusalem 2. However, the future versions of this will obviously be on the up-to-date versions, which is awesome because raiding has got considerably better in the latest Bannerlord patch in 1.1. Raiding is actually a completely sensible hobby now that you can do as an attacking force. So, it is going to be really interesting to see where this mod goes. If we take a look at some of our soldiers, you can see the low-tier soldiers who aren't really good quality, but they're cheap and they kind of fill out our ranks. You can see some more of the heavily armored Bulgarian infantry right there. Our cavalry, this is our skirmisher cavalry, made up a lot of javelins and horse archers. Again, pretty solid soldiers. And then we have our heavy melee cavalry here. I guess more shot cavalry than anything else. Looking very nice indeed. Banners on the weapons, ready to get stuck in. So let's move our way up here and see what we can get done. So I'm actually going to take my cavalry on the left-hand side. We're going to push up our infantry. I'm just going to leave my my horse archers just right here, I think, just firing in on them. Why not? The cavalry can then, once they're pushed over there, do their thing. The infantry line should be enough to hold. Then we're going to send you guys after this big block right here. We're going to go in, get stuck in. Our cavalry should do a good job. We're going to tell this cavalry to charge as well. Now, a lot of them have actually run up their equipment. And you can see the damage of heavy knights charging in is just catastrophic. You can really do a lot of damage, especially on these lower tier soldiers, without really putting in much of an effort. The cavalry will do just incredible, and again, these weapons are perfect for slicing these guys down. Also, look at the kind of distance in the map. It's really cool. I always wish there was more reason to go into towns and cities in Bannerlord. It's something I constantly bring up, but it's something that I really wish was a feature, have more interesting quests, and I don't know what you could do. I guess it's not up to me to decide that. It's up to the game developers to give us more of a reason to come here. I think it would be amazing if they did, though, because they just look beautiful. They really do. Oh, nice as well. We actually got a ton of equipment. If we wanted to, we could go ahead and grab this. So I guess we will, because we're going to sell it, right? We are raiding right now. And something as well that I didn't even mention, okay? Byzantines are slowly starting to appear. It's a little bit scary. We're going to raid as much as we can, and then we'll see. Hopefully the night will give us some cover. But yeah, one thing I was mentioning before that army appeared is that there are custom settlements in the game as well. They are slow, and there's not as many of them as obviously I would like to see. But again, that's something that they are just working on, adding in more custom maps, more city maps. There's a bunch, I think, mainly for the Franks, which are the Crusaders. There's a handful of city and village maps, and also for the Syro-Egyptians. There's a few city maps as well out there. Just basically kind of, it's just a process of getting the assets done, and then they can start to really fill it out. You can see, of course, all these settlements are completely custom made as well, which is really impressive. And it looks like we're actually going to be able to raid this settlement without too much hassle. I'm happy to say. And honestly, the loot is not bad in this mod. So imagine what it's going to be like on the new patch. You're going to be getting like a couple pages of this stuff, which is going to be cool. And boom, there you go. A nice little raid popping up. Can we help the bandits? No, we can't. It would have been cool if we could have. And I guess now we want to probably head back to our capital, which I believe is this settlement up here in the north. We're going to go through the mountain passes because we're not too scared of them, and make our way over here. And honestly, something I would absolutely love them to add in this mod is a way to ambush and actually have the AI try and ambush you as well. Because if we take a look at the map and its beautifulness, especially over as we go into Turkey, there are so many amazing mountain passes and forest areas which are just ripe for ambushes. And I think it'd be amazing if they could feature something like that into the mod. It'd just be so goddamn cool to hide in a ravine somewhere, and maybe there's a good chance you will get discovered depending on where you are. But I think that would just be a really cool feature to go ahead and add in, and hopefully something they can do. I think also as well, they've actually added in a few more settlements down here as well. Again, really cool stuff. A little battle against some looters just to get, I guess, to warm us up. I want to go ahead and try and use that cavalry a bit more effectively. Again, a beautiful map. So I think this is a custom map right now as well. So yeah, something that they are doing. Yeah, I believe this is. Yeah, this has to be, right? Because we're on the river, and there's a few kind of issues right here with the shore. But I think that goes ahead and basically means that there is, yeah, this is a custom map. So yeah, something that they are trying to do as well, as we'll take our cavalry, we'll get them to follow me, is they are basically trying to do a tile map of Bannerlord. So basically, if you're fighting the mountains of Turkey, you get a map that represents that, kind of like how vanilla Bannerlord is, but they want to do that for the entirety of the map, and that's going to be hard work. You know, it's not going to be something that they can do easily, but I think it's going to be really beneficial if they can effectively do that. Again, you can already start to see a glimpse of it right here. Oh, that cavalry charge is going to be brutal. Wow, we didn't get any kills, but still a decent amount of damage right there. Let's make our way around. Unfortunately, that guy is going to meet his maker, and now the secondary charge is going to be enough to break them again. Lightly armored looters aren't going to be faring too well against more of our cavalry charges. If they were like a brace formation, it'd be a different story, but they're not, and we can take advantage of it. You know, he's starting to see our archers as well doing a decent job going in there. We can clear him off the Canterbury Circle, whatever it's called, doing a decent job. And there you go. The enemy has been defeated. A nice little victory right there. Oh, I forgot to sell my looters as well. Something we actually need to do. Again, taking more loot as well. So I think the plan is now to go meet up with the other Bulgarian army in the north. Fight a few kind of battles up there. Yeah, this army maybe is going to go over to this Byzantine port and try and conquer that. We'll have to see exactly what they do. We only have 300 men there as well, and there is a fairly large army right there from the Byzantines, 175 men, which we can't really stop. So yeah, I'm going to go join up. They're also recruiting some more men here as well. There's actually a lot of very scary Byzantine armies here. I mean, they could literally match us. Oh, we did manage to catch them both, and of course we're going to help out, try and get some swords bloodied and some money, wealth, fame, power, everything you need to become king of the pirates. So our army is going to be pretty scary, I'm not going to lie. We don't really have access to much in the way of soldiers in this battle. You know, you can see plenty of men either side of me as we continue to push up. The Byzantine army shouldn't really put up much of a fight. I'm going to get the cavalry to go ahead and follow me. Basically, yeah, both these divisions should now be following me. We're going to leave my infantry just back here with a few archers, and we're going to continue to push up, and you can start to see the true strength of the Bulgarian army right there. Moving up all the elite horse archers, which I don't really have a lot of, but I know the enemy does, and I guess we're just going to push up and just slam into them. A lot of Bulgarian horse archers like cavalry. This is very much a skirmisher force from a Bulgarian. And this is definitely a force as well that I've been on the receiving end of when I've played as the Byzantines. It's a hard force to go ahead and fight. The Byzantines are going to try their best, but there's a lot of horse archers, a lot of cavalry, and it's extremely difficult to actually deal with the sheer amount of enemy missiles. Obviously, these archers are going to be able to pin down a few of us, but come on, let's be honest. They're not going to be able to really break us in our entirety. As soon as the Lions do hit, it's going to really kind of distract them from their ability to stop us. They do have actually a fair amount of their own skirmisher cap as well. A lot of these javelin men are pretty dangerous. Luckily, though, that if you do hit them hard enough, they do fall off their horses fairly effectively. So it's not going to be too hard to kind of take them off, especially if they do hit into our main infantry line. They're going to lose soldiers that way. And you can see that's just like our main skirmisher line hitting them. 129 horses, not including mine, are just kind of causing mayhem behind the ranks. And then we have like our actual melee cavalry. We have 60 of them on our back lines, and then the kind of very tiny amount of infantry. So even if you do break our main line, which you're almost certainly gonna do, you then just kind of leave yourself very open to like the king's bodyguard here, or the commander's bodyguard, and then the melee cavalry and everything else. It really does pile up. You can see our skirmisher cavalry going in once again for another little charge. Now I might go ahead and lead another little assault on their flanks. We have all of my horses kind of supporting me right here. So let's maybe make our way in, see if we can take out one or two of these skirmishers as they try and harass our infantry, but really are not going to be doing too much in the way of that. And I think even if we don't manage to catch them, someone else should. And our melee cavalry is now coming in to go ahead and help clean that up. I mean, look at the mayhem of this battle. Even their infantry are now trying to get a piece of this action. They're not going to fare for much longer, that is for sure. Especially if we take our line and we kind of come around this flank. And then we look to hit them. Have they formed a circle? They formed a circle? No, have they? They formed like a very tight formation, though, which is smart by the AI to do. But yeah, I don't know if it's going to save them in this one, unfortunately. Kill-wise, we're looking pretty good right now, able to pick off a lot of their archers. I'm now going to take what remains of my force. I'm going to take my melee cavalry here. I'm going to get my horse archers here, and they should be able just to shoot in. I am pretty tempted just to pull out my sword and actually get stuck in here into the melee. We don't, of course, want to let any of them get back on their horses if we can help it. So we'll come back in there, try and clear out this guy, even though he is eluding me right now. We're going to leave him. He's earned his freedom. Maybe try and take out some of the other ones. Even just dismount as well. In the chaos. Just try and do damage. Finish anybody off on the ground. God, some of them are really fast, though. Oh, my lord. Okay, I'm getting hit hard now. We need to fall back. We need to fall back. Can I get on that horse? Oh, nice. The old drive-by. Love to see it. Just trampled that guy down. Yeah, these battles are a mess just because of the sheer amount of cavalry. Do keep in mind, though, like, in a proper battle, if they had more infantry and they weren't so heavily outnumbered, this tactic that our army is employing would not work one bit. And there you go. I actually went down right there. I was being very careless. Yeah, like, if the AI was able to form a cohesive shield wall, the cavalry would really bounce off of them and very much falter, which, obviously would be a completely different story. Luckily, though, we had such a sheer cavalry advantage, they couldn't do that. And we just didn't have enough infantry to kind of withstand the amount of horse that we did have to bear in this battle. Pretty nice victory right off the bat there. I'll definitely take that. Let's head back north. I know our army is going down, but I doubt they're going to siege any of these settlements fast enough. Also, this settlement looks absolutely awesome as it's built into a mountain. But yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to siege that fast enough, so we should have plenty of time to maybe make it to Drasta or any of the northern settlements. We also do need to be a little bit cautious at recruiting some more men. Question is, do we want some more skirmishes? We also have our higher tier infantry here, which I guess wouldn't be bad. I mean, I guess we just fill up on mid-tier skirmishers and horse archers. Not that we have enough money to do so. Again, some of the high tier units are pretty expensive as well. Just something to keep in mind. We do have a lot of loot to sell, so hopefully that'll provide us with enough cash to kind of go back and recruit them soldiers. So we made about 1,000 gold, 1,500 gold. Realistically, not that much. I thought we'd maybe be making a little bit more, but I guess it's fine. We'll do. We'll get some more skirmishers, and then yeah, let's head off. We got an army of what, 300 there. I guess we'll kind of follow that around. I do, of course, want to make my way into a siege battle where we can utilize our kind of skills to get a lot of kills, which will give us a lot of loot. But again, the Bulgarians are known for not being great siegers. We are, our beginning stats show that, so we'll have to be quite cautious. And I'm gonna, I guess, join this army. But oh, no, they're not. For a second, I thought they were attacking immediately. Yeah, I guess I'll join this army, but we're going to be very cautious because we have seen the Byzantines in this playthrough have decided to commit a lot to this area of the map and I guess almost leave themselves kind of vulnerable. If we take a look at it, probably leave themselves pretty vulnerable past Constantinople. And I imagine we'll be seeing a lot of smoke rising from the Seljuk territory. I thought I saw a settlement on fire over here, but maybe, yeah, I must have been mistaken. But yeah, I imagine the Seljuks are probably running a bit of riot down here in the south. I say that, it's kind of hard to tell because I don't actually know what the borders do begin with, yeah, to start with. You know, a lot of these settlements changing hands. I'm unsure what, you know, who held what. I imagine, though, that they're probably doing a pretty good job along this border and, yeah, causing, you know, taking their pound of flesh in that. Well, I guess we could make, can we take a look in this? Probably not, right? We can see our casualties and, yeah, look how many towns and castles the Byzantines have compared to us. It's kind of crazy. But, yeah, there's no way for us, if we do end up going to the Sultan of Rum, yeah, there's no way for us to see that. I mean, we can see they have 9,000 soldiers, and I guess kind of keep an eye on these castles and stuff for future reference. Oh man, we really do build these siege camps extremely slow. Yeah, I mean, this is the problem, right? Because we do build so slowly, the Byzantines are already starting to mount an offensive. And look at that. They've got, yeah, way too many men for us to deal with. So we are going to have to leave that. I think I'm going to probably stick just to raiding because, yeah, they're about to be hit by about 600 men right there. Do we have any other armies anywhere on the map? We have another army of, again, 300 men right there. We probably need to get a little bit bigger before we do attempt to deal with that. There are also caravans as well. This is, again, another thing that I quite like about this starting position as well, is you do start off, oh, they call that caravan as well. Hell yeah. You do start off with a decent position to basically just start raiding caravans very early on. And you can kind of set up your formation to kind of do that right from the get-go. For example, you can use the mountain passes, especially in Turkey, to basically just prevent the enemy from doing absolutely anything, which is a system I really like. What I'm going to do with my army really quickly is I am going to quickly go ahead. Actually, what I want to do is this. Yeah, I'm going to basically just make two groups, just a ground force and a horse force. And I think that's what we're going to rock with for now. I don't really have enough infantry to care. I guess we could also just get rid of our infantry. But I guess it's not a bad idea to have at least some. And we're just going to take our cavalry and we're just going to harass the enemy with as much as we wanted to. So let's get our cavalry into, I guess, a column might not be a bad idea. It kind of sounds stupid. Maybe a scattered formation wouldn't be a bad idea with them as well. And we're just going to tell them to charge, give the enemy hell. The enemy do have, what, 20 horses? So we're going to have to look at that. And we are also a little bit wounded as well. So a lone arrow could quite easily pierce our formation. So we do need to be careful there. But yeah, boom like that. Roman caravan guard going down. We'll look to maybe try and pick out the archers as well. It's another Imperial arms trader there. And we are in kind of desperate need to actually get these kills as well. I definitely do not want the AI to be racking up these kills. You're friendly, right? Yeah, because we want the loot. We want the money. We kind of desperately need the money as well. And boom, just like that, I actually did go down. Okay, we are now playing as a horse archer, which is going to be something I think you're going to be doing quite a lot of in this mod. Horse archers are incredibly strong, and I think for the majority of the factions, you're going to want at least a decent portion of them in your army. So getting some good practice in with a bow is going to be pretty important. And for the most part, the AI isn't too difficult to kill. I think they've done a good job with like balancing the moving on horseback as well, because you can quite easily get some good hits, like again, on the enemy formation. And that should be it. That's all their infantry dealt with. Now it's just for cavalry to rush after and try and deal with. But again, if you find the enemy, you can get a good little hit off on their horse like so and deal with them that way. Something you're going to have to get used to in this mod as well is like figuring out who's who, because a lot of the, the armors and factions do look semi the same from a distance. So figuring it out without the bubbles above people's heads is going to be a little bit difficult, but hopefully something that people can figure out. Not too, which hopefully won't take them too long to figure that out. Are you friendly? I mean, you kind of, no, okay, you are friendly. Okay, good to know. Yeah, I think the more you play, the more you'll figure it out. But for now, it's become a little bit of an issue. And there we go, a nice little victory on the caravan, clearing out what remains, and we'll of course save the prisoners. But oh my, is that for real? Is that literally all they have? 2 bits of salt? Not a good caravan, is it? I was expecting, thousands of Byzantine chests of gold, and instead, that's what we get. I wonder if the AI actually ended up getting a lot more than us. Again, we got another caravan here. Probably a battle we don't have to actually fight. We can probably just send our soldiers. We can't fight it anyway because we're wounded. But again, I mean, look how beautiful these armors look, man. And that time we got a little bit more loot, which is perfect because we can now return to our castle over here, if I can find where we're going, and then sell over the goods. We can hopefully make some money, which we desperately do and need. And I'm sure there are plenty of very nice armors as well. Oh, they actually have no cash in the settlement. Okay, the settlement's broke. So we don't want to go to that one, and I guess we will head. I mean, there's not that much, but there are also some nice Byzantine towns up here. So let's head up to Badin up here in the north, and I guess we're just gonna, sell these goods and then go raiding these Byzantine towns. Again, the Byzantines are busy down here in the south defeating our armies, by the looks of things. Again, we have another army here, which is no longer, oh, it is still moving. So hopefully they'll be busy there, and we can just kind of sneak up here in the north and just start raiding these towns. And if we do end up drawing armies away from our main force, that's also pretty perfect. So I guess the most sensible thing now that we've sold our goods is to probably head up here in the north and just start raiding these like really northern towns, because again, it's going to be a while for anybody can react to this. The Byzantine Empire, as we saw, is so fierce that they're going to have a lot of soldiers, but they're going to be so far away. But mist is definitely setting here as well. They actually have a pretty surprisingly large amount of soldiers here. We're going to just set up in this little alleyway, I think, bring our infantry over here, and then we're going to wrap around with our cavalry. Yeah, let's do that. We'll use the mist to our advantage. Set our cavalry up here. Let them filter in to our infantry, which I think they're doing now, right? Yeah, they're doing now. And then we're going to completely outflank them. This is going to be perfect. Let's go. Let's go. Let's set up the cavalry. Come on, come on, come on. Get over here before our infantry fails. And then get over here quickly, quickly, quickly. And then charge. Give them hell, boys. We need to actually turn that tide of that battle as well, because it's not looking good. I think our infantry might already be dead, even though we are now coming in and just causing mass damage. But again, I don't really mind if our infantry dies. We want to go full cavalry force anyway. And that should be enough to break the militia that's defending here. Yeah, they're going down quickly. And there you go. A nice little victory right there against them. Perfect times. And now we can kind of reap what we sow. Hopefully, we get a bunch of gold, because our money isn't looking great and we do need to go back and recruit. But as I said, hopefully, because we're so far away, it's just going to be like impossible for any of the armies to get to me in time to stop me from doing... Oh, baby. Don't go too far with the loot from this very rich village. Oh my God. 2 bags of grain and a bit of butter. Perfect. I'm so glad that my men, I think literally 10 soldiers gave their life for 3 bags of grain and some butter. I guess, raiding doesn't pay in this batch. But the loot, though, is about sending a message to the Byzantines that we are not to be messed with whatsoever. Okay, we need to take... Okay, they were actually coming as well. We need to go north then? Is there a way around here? Yeah, we need to get across the river. Yeah, okay, we're going to try and just outmaneuver their army. Can we break it across this bridge in time? I think we can, and then into friendly territory, we should be okay. Again, their army is so much bigger, it's not going to be able to easily match us. Also, the Byzantines are pushing us over here, trying to take this castle, so I guess we're going to head over there as well. Maybe try and get into a defensive siege, or just a bigger battle to wrap up this episode. There is a lot of elite cavalry in this village as well. I would love to recruit. I mean, we could get like 3 for 2,700 gold, 4 for basically all our money. It's just, we just don't have the cash, but I'd love to. They're so good. But yeah, let's just head north. We'll recruit some cheaper units as we try and make our way over to lift that siege. There we go. For literally like half the price, we're recruiting a whole bunch more horse archers. That's going to help supplement our army. An extra 10 horses there for the same price as 3 heavy shot cavalry is not bad whatsoever. Oh, the Byzantines are definitely closing in on us, trying to commit a lot of their men here in this battle. I guess here we go. Here's a pretty decent fight, but we can definitely get stuck into. Yeah, unfortunately, we just can't fight those battles at the moment. The game isn't well optimized enough to be able to fight them without the recording lagging and even my computer lagging a little bit. So as much as I would love to fight them larger battles, until they can kind of find a fix for that problem, we can't fight in them larger battles, at least on the current systems. The main bug as well, again, if any modders out there want to go ahead and have a crack at fixing it, is basically you can't load the campaign with the game being on medium graphics. It has to be on high graphics. And because of that, that means that you can't then load the graphics in these massive intense battles, and then the actual game lags because of it, and so on, which causes issues. And yeah, it's unfortunate because I'd love to show them big battles, but until they find a fix for that, yeah, I can't quite do it. And again, that's one of the reasons why this is a very closed build. Not many people are playing on this because they're testing out for these things and sorting out the issue. The thing as well, I definitely do want to show off is some of the custom maps that they've got designed. So if we take a look at, this is one of the ones that I know have been done so far, and I guess you can kind of take a little look at what they're showing off. So this is down in, I think, just around Jerusalem, and you can see the settlement itself looking absolutely awesome. We have this very, very cool guard overlooking this position. I mean, that, look at him, just like who is that? Who is that just down there taking a look at everything, looking at our defenses? Obviously, you have to send someone out there. But yeah, the map itself looks great, and this is, again, they want to do this for pretty much all the factions and all the settlements, which is just, yeah, very exciting stuff right there. Even got yourself a nice little arena right there, a port, because we are on the Mediterranean Sea, and everything else looking awesome. And again, these can be fought in as well in siege maps also. And yeah, it's just a really nice... Oh my god, they actually did send someone to come and check in on me. Hopefully I passed the test and we can make our way inside the settlement. But yeah, it looks great. Again, all the custom peasant uniforms, again, look amazing. I think this is such a small detail, just adding in all the different uniforms for the cultures, for their public life. It just immerses you in the world here. It does such a good job at seeing people in their outfits and stuff, and it looks absolutely amazing. But I think with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap up the episode. If you guys want to see more of this mod, do be sure to let me know down below in the comments, and obviously by dropping a like. Again, I would love to be fighting more of these larger scale battles. Unfortunately, my computer and the current build just does not allow that, which does definitely suck, but hopefully, again, that can be fixed in the future. We can definitely fight like small sieges and stuff without any issues. So again, I can even form my own army and kind of move with it that way. Let me know if you want to see that. Drop a like down below. Be sure to check out the mods Discord, and I'll see you guys in the next one.